Apparently our ads worked this time around, so that's good. Looks like, yep, we lost you. Do I have... Let me see if the remake... If they don't, I'll just YOLO cast it. If they do, great. I don't think Impact understood what I was asking. Because I'm like, question mark? He's like, no, we're okay. So, awkward language barrier. Alright, the Roof can solo cast. It's been a while since I've had to do this, but I guess it's only fair because Zombie had to beast mode it up and champion a whole day yesterday. We're solo casting. So, well, it's tied up 1-1. Spawning here in the top right corner of the map is going to be Axiom's red Zerg player, Impact. And maybe they're going to remake. There's certain type of Korean now. Maybe Mamuri explained it to Impact. I don't know. But in the bottom left, just in case we don't, it is the yellow Zerg player, Mamuri. And we actually have Impact not going for an incredibly early pool. In fact, hark, dare I say, we're almost on 15 drones with no pool down? What? You wouldn't know it based on the way the series has gone, of course, but wait, what's it? Can you play now? Just play. Oh, it's too late, whatever. I think Impact finally clicked like 2.5 minutes into the game, like, oh. Oops. But that's alright, that's alright. So yeah, Cybergrub hasn't disappeared, guys. She just sadly is having connection issues to the BattleNet lately, and that kind of sucks because for a while I was having the same thing, but not to the severity. For me, it would just simply do the stupid, like, you know, achievements have been disabled, and then after the game was over, it would kick me out. But she's getting kicked out, like, in the game, and that kind of sucks a lot. But for the way this game is shaping up, we do have the gas before pool, hatch gas pool out of Impact, so kind of almost role reversal here. Goes from really, really cheesy to kind of greedy, whereas Mamuri has you know, kind of replicated the same thing on the other side of the map. Did take a much earlier pool, but who can blame him? You almost have to not even like guess, but assume he's gonna go pool first after 2 games, like what we just saw. But last game he held pretty well. Didn't really pull off anything too crazy, just good control, and Impact could quite snowball, which is heavily required when you go anything Bailey related in the early game. But that being said, I don't know a lot about Mamuri, and I still stack my cards pretty high for Impact. I do have a lot of faith in him. But keep in mind, guys, the winner of this best of 3, the winner of this game, as we are in game 3, will go on to fight against Solar in the semifinals. And that's kind of a... I don't know how much of a prize that is, because Solar's ZVZ is pretty darn good, too. So, what, you know, out of the frying pan into the fire and all that. 2 queens out of Impact for now. Well, it's alright to invest this early. I guess the big question is whether he'll go for a third or not, playing gasless, or playing with gas rather. Of course, when you play gasless as openers, which is kind of fallen out of favor, you're given a lot of minerals to play with. But hold the phones. That's a lot of links coming up pretty quick. Yeah, this really is unfortunate too, because the timing of these links for Mamuri is pretty perfect. If he had gotten here any later, he would have definitely confirmed a lot more than just 4. But hell, even 4 links, 6 links now that he's seen, this is definitely fishy. He's pulled off of gas entirely, realized this might just be that speeding all in. The question arises, how is he going to deal with this? A Bailey nest gets slapped down right away, that's not a bad choice. A full wall off obviously is preferable, but with his hatchery being later, he doesn't have that creep spread out, and there's no real option to actually fully wall this off just yet. So this becomes a little bit difficult for Mamuri. He's going to have to really, protect this Bailey nest, because he put it really out in the front. But secondly, hopefully he has enough troops to actually fight with. The Lings are going to be on his doorstep in just a moment, but there is no Banelings with this. It is just speed out of Impact. Now he's got back to droning pretty quickly behind this, so perhaps faking an all-in with this earlier spread of Lings, hoping Mamuri will overreact. I mean, that was one thing to read off that last game. Mamuri threw down like 3 Spine Callers, 5 Queens, like he wouldn't, not 5 Queens, pardon me, it was like 3 Queens, but still, he really dedicated to that defense because he was really scared about what Impact could have done. But Speedlings just run past the initial defense. Banelings, see ya later. Zerglings don't stand a chance. Speed now kicks in for his opponent, but only after Impact's at the top of the ramp. Now, normally this amount of links can get on top of the queen, go for this round, and maybe even net a kill, but not quite looking like that's going to be the case. Tangoing best he can around the drones, picks off a couple of units, but if we're going to be honest, it's really not that much so far. We do have a Bailey nest for Impact morphing in behind this, slow and on the way, but it'll be great for the defense. Right now, he's not going to be able to use it, of course, offensively at all. Segmenting some links off to the side, still trying to protect... I I guess, get around while he protects his third. This is a really risky call to make, though. When you're playing a mirror matchup like this, every ling counts, especially when you don't have area of effect from your own band link. So keeping this third base up might not actually be in the cards for impact. In fact, the cancel might just have to go down. Yeah, there's a lot of lings on top of it. However, does sneak lings in to the other side of the map. Does get right past that bailing on top of the queen. Immediately going to be able to take this down. And there's no defense. There's a couple more lings on the way, but there's a lot of drones that were made while this went on. Mamuri feeling very confident with his attack, but did not expect Impact to get those lings around him on the map. Really great play out of Impact, but he's also going to see those 4 gases coming down. Or, well, 3rd and 4th gases coming down to be more correct, as he didn't see, and then there is no 4th gas in the main. Regardless of this attack, next a couple more drone kills. The queen kill was a pretty big pick-off, though, and Mamuri's not opted to replace that one just yet. Still running in circle segments. A couple lings off here to sneak into banelings. Mamuri does see this, though. He's already on top of it. Banelings just at the front door. Impact is going to continue with the aggression. Layers coming out for both players behind this, but of course it's Impact who's got those extra gases, and most likely Impact who's going to make his way to Mutalisks. Right now we do have a couple of banelings that do need dodging. Yeah, runs up the ramp once again. Just he seems to find his way up this ramp so easily, so efficiently, and it is kind of all-inning. He does get a good baneling connect over here in the natural base while he's dodging around the main. Looks like he might get another queen kill too. Will get another queen kill. Hides some more banelings as well, and this is starting to fall apart for Mamuri pretty quickly. I think he kind of knew this would be the case since some lings over, but this is gonna pop right on top of the lings. Oh, that's a decent shot, but also saves the drones. Kind of like diving on a grenade. It guarantees that, of course, the drones, it takes 2 baneling connects, not just 1. So decent there for Mamuri. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, Impact, who had tried to go for that third much earlier on, did not get it to complete. Hasn't tried to place it back down since. His Spire is on the way. And if it's going to continue to be lings and banelings for Mamuri, oh, he's actually going to go for his own Spire too. I don't know, this is going to be a little bit rough, because Impact has spent significantly less on banelings throughout the course of this game than Mamuri, so because of this, Impact's able to make like a couple extra Mutalisks right off the bat. Great baneling connect on that defense too, wow! Nothing gets through here from Mamuri. Even that last leg is cut off at the top of the ramp, and a counterattack, pardon me, ensues across the map. Spinecrawler's not quite broed for this, sadly, and the baneling goes off like a Zergling. Dancing around, though, doesn't want to quite die. Segments off. Man, the control of the Impact is just fantastic as he peels off just 1 lane to attack that baneling. He's trying to force this thing to pop before it gets to the rest of them. Does soak that hit. Now on top of the queen, the drones are pulled. The queen, though, might just live to see another day. 1 single solitary baneling morphing in over here. That's not going to get much done. The Spire was scouted while this goes on, and Impact continues to apply the pressure through constant, relentless ling attacks. But at the same time, a third base is taken. He starts prepping for that Mutalisk transition as well. 900 gas in the bank. This is huge, because if both players start making Mutalisks right now, the potential for Mutalisk is way higher for Impact than it is for Mamuri. And we all know Mutalisk fights. Mutas versus Mutas come down to a numbers game. Who cares about anything else? Positioning doesn't matter. Spore crawlers sometimes don't even matter. It's usually just whoever's got more Mutalisks wins the fight and then snowballs to win the game. He even takes a bailing out with that 1 Zergling that was almost dead. So could not be going better for Impact as far as this aggression goes. He's got a drone lead too on top of this. Larva injects are now popping out, and with the Carapace upgrade started first, actually really interesting to see Mamuri go for weapon upgrades. For those who don't know, it's such a minor difference, but it's minor enough to be almost major. It sounds a dumb way to phrase it, but basically Carapace upgrades are going to kick the ass here of the Zerg flyer attacks, even if it was even Mutalisks, which it's not, because Impact is going to have more Mutalisks. Third base established, already mining the gases off of this. It's just looking to be all aces for a red Zerg player. 11 mutas to 5 is just not even close. Now they are going to find themselves here in the middle of the map to tango a little bit. No Spore Crawlers just yet. It's finishing up. But the third base still isn't finished. And for Impact, he's just got to be looking at this smiling. Like, man, I am so far ahead. And he knows it too. That's the worst part. But the Spore Crawler does complete. Oh my god, he's fighting on top of it. But with the amount of Mutalisks he has ahead of his opponent, knows who he's able to, takes the Spore Crawler out. Queen's going to go down. Good game is called, and Impact, ladies and gentlemen, will win the series 2-1. And he'll move on to fight against Solar in the semifinals.